Yeah, some days I feel unfazed, like when I'm with my friends with a cup raised, and I go right back at it like an automatic. More drinks, more songs, more beats to add. New era, rep my P's and those O's. Need the Phillies with the orange and black to feel home. From Citizens Bank back to Camden Yards, it's a tale of two cities, and trust we go hard. Trust we go hard, yes we go hard. You said we go hard, I said we go hard. Rocking my Bob Cousy, stocking up on the loose. If the lyrics come easy, but the life is a doozy. And yes, I'm choosy, and no, I won't settle, but I still take pop off over that kettle, cause I'm talking bigger picture, and yes, I'm gonna hit you with the...
Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Tammy, back for another video, and today I am joined by a very special guest, named Unnamed Review. So, we are going to be talking about the ecosystems with smartphones and tablets. Now, Marques Brownlee already made an amazing video talking about the Apple ecosystem, but we're going to talk about the three biggest smartphone companies and their ecosystems. So we're going to be talking about the Samsung ecosystem, the Huawei ecosystem, and yes, of course, the Apple ecosystem. So I'm going to be talking about the Samsung ecosystem, and then I'll throw it back to him, who is going to talk about the Apple and Huawei ecosystems. So the Samsung ecosystem is similar to the Apple ecosystem. Things like Samsung Flow and the Galaxy Buds. Samsung Flow is Samsung's answer to AirDrop on Apple devices. It is amazing. You can just easily send files via Bluetooth from devices. It's crazy. You can send it between phones, tablets, and their laptops, and it's just great. Samsung Flow also lets you mirror your screen, which is, my tablet is down here, that's what I'm looking at, and it's mirroring the screen of my phone, which I think is really cool. It also lets you answer texts from your tablet. How things work is pretty cool between the phone and the Galaxy Buds. So the Galaxy Buds are Samsung's answer to the Apple AirPods. Galaxy Buds have a similar pop-up and an even more similar pop-up with the new Galaxy Buds Plus that just released. It does a similar thing with the Samsung Galaxy Watch and the Gear devices. It has a very similar pop-up when you're trying to pair. But what if you wanted to use one of these devices with another Android smartphone? Well, with the Galaxy Buds, you don't lose too much. A lot of people have reported having audio-visual lag with using Galaxy Buds on iPhone and other Android devices, but you don't really lose much. So Samsung Flow, you completely lose that, and to my knowledge, it doesn't seem that there is any other Android equivalence to it. Also, when you have a watch, and if you want to use a watch on any other device, a Samsung watch, you can do that, and you honestly do not lose much. For almost a year, I used my Gear Sport on a Google Pixel, and the only thing, to my knowledge, that is different, at least with the Gear Sport, is that on other devices, you are not able to answer phone calls. You're only able to decline them, which isn't really a big deal in my book. It's not really a big deal. And also with Gear devices and the Galaxy Buds, you're gonna have to download an app if you want any of those special features and be able to control it. It's already downloaded on any Samsung device you get. It's already downloaded, so you don't need to go and download it. For other devices, you will have to do that. Alright, go out, Gracie Lou. See, it's a couple days later, but I just wanted to add that Samsung's own wireless chargers do add some more benefits. Like with the with Galaxy watches and Gear devices and all of their wearables do not work on normal wireless chargers. Most wireless chargers will not be able to charge these guys. But if you get yourself a Samsung wireless charger like the Wireless Charger Duo or some of their other ones, you will be able to charge it on there. It does not work with any other wireless chargers. It only works with the charger that comes in the box, this little pedestal over here, or one of these guys. I just wanted to add that. So, I think that's all I mentioned. I don't know if I didn't mention something. Please put it in the comments. If I did forget something. And right now, I would like to throw it over to Unnamed Reviewer.
What is up, guys? I'm the Unnamed Review Guy, and today we're talking about ecosystems. Specifically, we're talking about Huawei and Apple. Okay, so before we get started, I'm just going to give a quick disclaimer. I am not a big fan of ecosystems. I prefer technology that works together in general, rather than technology that's designed to only work with products from the same company or partner companies. I think that a lot of products hide behind this ruse of it's the ecosystem, right? When in reality, the product was actually just designed to only work with products of that same company. It doesn't need it to be a product of that company to work, but it's designed in that way so you keep buying products of that company. I really don't like ecosystems because I think they're used as an excuse in a lot of cases to have companies try to like push their other products onto you. But in general, some ecosystems do have some good benefits, though I think a lot of them are disguised as benefits. So first we're going to talk a little about Huawei's ecosystem. Now Huawei doesn't have much of an ecosystem when it comes to exclusive products. They have a ton of different Huawei products that you can buy. Huawei has a huge variety of different types of speakers and different types of earbuds and different types of like little photo like Polaroid type printer things for your phone, and smart speakers, and they even have a TV out now. Right, they have a huge ecosystem of stuff, but not a lot of it is designed to only work with Huawei products. If I want to use a Huawei smartwatch, I don't need to have a Huawei phone, and for the most part, the features aren't limited if I only have a Huawei phone, right? The features aren't limited that if like I have a Huawei watch and I'm using a Samsung phone, I'm pretty much getting the same experience. And that is something I really prefer when it comes down to products, is that general, non-exclusivity, right? But if there is certain things that you can do that does end up happening because of, the product being your product, that's also positive. That's getting a little bit into Apple a little more. But Huawei doesn't have much of that ecosystem, but they do design their products to work really well with each other. So, for example, if you have a Huawei MateBook and a Huawei phone, you can just tap your phone onto the computer and share files, right? You can send them wirelessly between the computer and the phone, obviously, but just the little things that, like, obviously, Huawei phone won't work with a Dell computer when you tap it because there's no tap function, right? In that case, both the hardware have to be made by Huawei because they're putting that feature into there, right? Or Huawei and Dell would have to agree to put the feature in because that's not like a general feature. So that's an example of like a good ecosystem feature, something that's not like purposely made exclusive because you want to sell more of your products, right? So Huawei in general, like I said before, doesn't have a lot of like super exclusive ecosystem features. Mind you, they have a good ecosystem. They have a lot of product choices and everything, but they don't have a lot of like super exclusive things that are like you have to buy a Huawei. Even though this is a general feature that you should be able to get on any device, you have to buy a Huawei device to get it from our device, right? And in that saying, let's move on to Apple. So Apple is the company that is commonly very much touted when you hear the word ecosystem. Everyone likes to say the Apple ecosystem is the reason why iPhones are good in the Apple ecosystem. Apple makes products work really well with each other. I do agree with that, and they do have some very good services like AirDrop, for example. Obviously, Apple can't say, hey, Samsung, put AirDrop into your phones. they can't do that. It's not Samsung, right? But Apple also does a lot of that hiding behind ecosystems. For example, let's talk about wireless earbuds for a second, specifically AirPods. These are AirPods, right? First gens. And guess what? I connect these AirPods with this iPhone, I'm going to be in a very good position. These are going to sound, they're not the best sounding things ever, obviously. Most wireless earbuds aren't. But they're going to sound really good. They're going to sound to their fullest potential with the iPhone, which is great. They should. I'm happy that they do, right? They're going to sound to their fullest potential with the iPhone. Now, instead, let me pick up the Huawei phone. Let's pick up the Huawei Mate 30 Pro here, right? If I connect them to this Huawei Mate 30 Pro, or to the Note 10, right? They're going to sound like shit. They sound a considerable amount worse on the Android phone. And I've noticed this with every device I've used. It's not specific to certain devices. With every device that I've used, AirPods on Android sound worse. Why is that? They're earbuds. They don't sound great to begin with. So why do AirPods on Android sound worse? That is one of the big things that I point out when I talk about the negatives of an ecosystem, right? Ecosystems bring good benefits. They can bring, products working well together and everything, but they also bring negatives, right? My earbuds, right, shouldn't sound worse on an Android phone than they do on an iPhone, when I've never seen that with any other wireless earbuds. Let's take these Padma slides. Shout out to Padmate for having sent these out to me a while ago. I think I'm just going to disclose that so you guys know. But these are the Padmate slides. These are AirPods. The Padmate slides, when I use them on an Android device or on an iPhone, sound exactly the same. I know a lot of you guys probably watching this are going to say, that's because the Padmate slides suck. That's not the case. I would argue these sound better than these. Right? So, in my opinion, I think ecosystems are a double-edged sword. And I don't really love them because I think for the most part they're used as a ruse to get you to buy one company's more higher or overpriced items over another company's options, right? They're used kind of to hide alternatives. But when they're used for positive things, like I mentioned, AirDrop between iOS devices or between an Apple and a MacBook computer, or like I mentioned with Huawei, when they're used for like the little feature when you tap it on the computer, stuff like that is a positive. Thank you for having me in this collab, and I hope to work together soon. If you like this video, you can also check me out over on Unnamed Review on TikTok or on Twitter or on YouTube as well. I do videos too on tech. Thanks for watching. Bum dude 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 bum dude